Hello ladies and gentlemen to my Rainbow Six Siege weapon reviews. First up for the SAS is the L85A2 assault rifle. Stats on this weapon is it does 48 damage, has a fire rate of 670 rounds per minute, has a mobility of 10, has a clip size of 30, and the recoil pattern goes up and to the left. So, in this test, I do about 2 clips of full auto fire, and as you can see, it does go up and to the left dramatically. First time I was standing, second time I was crouched. I then move over to the right to perform a semi-auto fire test, which I alternate between single shots, bursts, and burst depending, 3 to 4 shots. I think that was about 5 or 6 right there. And it still goes up and to the left on every 3 to 4 shots or so. Up next is the M590A1 pump action shotgun. It has a damage of 48, the fire rate is pump action, it has a mobility of 8, clip size of 7, and the recoil pattern just goes straight up with each shot. On the top of the screen, I'm firing from the hip, while on the bottom of the screen, I'm aiming down my sights. Aiming down the sights with this weapon mostly just makes the spread of the pellets smaller. You still get the same amount of recoil as if you're firing from the hip. Now we have the SMG-11, which is a sidearm, not a primary weapon. It has a damage of 34, a fire rate of 1,270 rounds per minute, mobility of 2, a clip size of 16, and the recoil pattern goes up and slightly to the right. I'm not gonna lie, this is actually a pretty useful sidearm and a very fun weapon to use. Its power mixed with its fire rate means that any enemy will basically be dead as soon as you get a hit on them. Small clip size means all those shots are gonna have to hit them. Very quick test. On the top, I'm firing from the hip, bottom aiming down the sights. They both still have about the same amount of recoil. For the second SAS sidearm, we have the P226 Mark 25. It does a damage of 53, it's semi-auto, has a mobility of 0, a clip size of 15, and the recoil pattern goes up and just very slightly to the right. For the first part of this test, I did 2-shot bursts, but very slow, kind of controlled 2-shot bursts. And the recoil pretty much comes back after that first shot, so you don't have much to worry about when you're doing that. But when you're firing rapidly, it goes very much up and to the right. The final weapon we're doing is the AR-33. Just to clarify, I don't know if you can use this on any class other than the recruit. It is not part of Sledge's loadout. I can't find it for either of the defending SAS members either. But it has a damage of 45, fire rate of 749 rounds per minute, mobility of 10, and a clip size of 25. It also fires in single, 2-round burst, and full auto. On the bottom of the screen, I'm doing 2-round burst while aiming down my sights, and on the top of the screen, I'm doing full auto while aiming down sights, mostly because this is the most effective way to use this weapon. For all the weapons that you can use as the SAS. Now, my personal favorite out of all of them, my favorite primary's got to be the L85A2, while my favorite secondary is the P226. However, I feel all the weapons from SAS are very, very good to actually use. The enemies use the L85 often, just as a small little heads up. And, like I said, all the weapons in the SAS perform well. They've all got their own strengths and weaknesses, but hey, you can pick and choose whatever you like. So, that's been my review of these weapons. I'll be doing the next 4 counter-terrorist units soon, which include the FBI SWAT, Geigen, the Spetsnaz, and GSG-9. Small little note, however, I will not be reviewing any of the weapons that the defenders use, mostly just because it'd be kinda hard to get footage of it online So I'm very sorry about that. There are a few Defender exclusive weapons, but I just can't really get a video of me using them very well. But thank you for watching the video, and I will wait to see you in the next one.